That's a big fish.
Alrighty, today we're tying this orange beaded leech, and at the end of this video I'll give you a hot tip for sizing your flies. This is just a simple little leech. It's got an orange bead head, size 10 Dohiku 303 hook. Fire hole 633 hooks work really well with this as well. And I'm just going to tie some 6/0 wax thread, and we'll just lay ourselves a thread base. Now it's going to have a Marabou tail. So I've got a bit of black Marabou here. I'm just going to strip off some feathers, some fibers rather. Okay, so we've got a little Marabou tail, and we're just going to tie that in about 2 hook lengths long. So 1, 2, okay, so there we are, and we'll just trim that off. And we'll just finish off that. Okay, so we've got a little Marabou tail. Now we're just going to continue our thread back over all of that, and we're going to come underneath that tail a couple of times just to stop it fouling up when we're fishing it. Okay, next we're going to get some UV ice dub. This is black, code number 15. We're going to take some of that, and then we're going to take some peacock Spectra dubbing, and we're going to mix it together. Alright, we're just going to stack it. So we'll just put it on top of each other, roll it together a bit, pull it apart, stack it, pull each end out, stack it, pull each end out, stack it, pull each end out, and stack it. Now that's probably too much for what I want, but it's better to have too much on hand than not enough. So the next thing I'll do is just wax up my thread so this dubbing sticks a bit better, and I'm just going to add it on to my thread here. It's a nice simple pattern, nothing too intense, nothing too crazy, just a nice quick tie. It's one of those bread and butter flies that you use in winter. Works great on the stocked rainbows, works great on wild browns. Really catches a lot of fish. Alright, we've got our dubbing noodle, and we're just going to wrap forward. All the way to behind the bead, and we'll just build it up behind the bead a little bit. That there is enough, so I'll just take this excess dubbing off. And I can use the rest of that clump on my next fly. I'll just tie that off there. Now that is really all there is to it. We're going to give it a brush out, but I'll just put a bit of super glue on the thread, give it a wrap, and give it a whip finish. So there you go, nice and simple. Just trim off that excess thread, and I'm just going to give it a brush out. which would work better where if my brush wasn't so chockers full of other dubbings. I'll just try and get in there. And there we are, a little dubbing leech with a marabou tail. I'm just going to tidy up this tail a little bit. There we go. So with your tail, you can go longer and you can make it a bit bushier if you like, but I think that's enough. They're not the leeches in our waterways in Victoria really aren't that big. You get the odd big one, but there are not. A lot of them are tiny. You know, between 30, 40 mil long. So now, my hot tip for everyone who's tying flies: if you live in Victoria, jump on Museums Victoria website. They have a write-up on every single Victorian aquatic insect or aquatic animal. You can search whatever you want: leeches, mud-eye, damsel nymphs, whatever. Get on there and check out the maximum size of that insect. So the maximum size that insect will grow. Tie your flies so they match up with that maximum size. If you do that, your flies are going to be a lot more realistic to the trout. If I've learned anything over the years is that size does matter with trout. They definitely are wary fish. They're smart. And if a damsel or a leech comes past them and it's, double the size of a normal damsel, then I think they're hesitant to take it. Same as leeches. Well, that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit like. Helps me out. Thanks very much. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.